Yo, what's up? So previously I've been recording all my trading sessions, one on TradingView, so you haven't been able to see any, of the account balance and all that with my top step. I'm going to start recording my top step. And two, I've been recording all my trading sessions from when I start to when I finish, and after I've taken the trade, that's when I end. It's going to be the opposite now, so I'm maybe going to be, doing snippets of which would most likely be just YouTube shorts of before I've taken the trade, and they are gonna, just be me thinking out loud, but nothing is gonna make it into the YouTube video. My YouTube videos from now on are just gonna be trade recaps. And what a day to start my trade recaps. Truthfully, I'm not. It's easy for me to lie to viewers watching, but it's hard for me to lie to myself. So if I'm not gonna lie to myself, why would I lie to you lot? And that's my mindset of thinking, right? So I'm gonna go over today's trade that I took. It wasn't a win, as you can clearly see. It was anything but the opposite. I actually, one sec. This is actually my trades for the day. So I took 3 trades. I took this first one here, lost 1500, and then, bro, like for some reason, I don't know what it is, I just like, my emotions just kicked in out of nowhere, and the next thing you know, I'm entering trades, exiting, trying to make quick profits back, and then lost another 1,000. Truthfully, the only thing that saved me today is the daily loss limit. If I didn't have that daily loss limit today, I would have blown my account completely from emotional trading, which is not proud of me to admit it, but it is the truth. And it clearly needs addressing. I'm not sure where it come from. I genuinely have no idea. I think the main thing I'm going to be focusing on from tomorrow onwards is making sure I'm actually using the journal that I've literally made for myself and for other people. So with my journal, I've got a pre-entry commitment, so I'd write something to myself before I've even gone onto the market. Before I've even gone onto the market, I'm writing down a commitment I'm making to myself, and one that's within my control, and this is a really powerful thing to do. And over the last 4 or 5 trades, I haven't done it, which isn't discipline. It's not good trading, because I've specifically made the journal for a reason, and I'm just ignoring it. I'm just treating it as an optional thing, but it's not. This is mandatory. I need to be writing down a commitment to myself before I've even entered the market, because that way I'm gonna prevent stupid mistakes like this happening. Like if I had written down today, for example, once you've, only take one trade. And it's like, if I've written down that commitment, only take one trade, then when I lost, then I would have just left, But I didn't, and then that's led to emotional decisions. So the first thing I'm going to do to address my emotional trading today is writing in the break structure trading journal, because I genuinely need to. I made it for a reason, and I'm going to start using the reason. But anyways, let me just go over the day, right? So we've retraced into this 4-hour fair value gap, as you can see right here. And then on the 30-minute time frame, we got this bullish imbalance that we didn't, we retraced into eventually. This is the weekly time frame, so we're inside of a weekly imbalance. So it's a bit difficult trading, I suppose. But anyways, let's address the clear and obvious mistakes I made today. So firstly, I'll go over the first trade, right? So we've retraced into a 4-hour fair value gap. And the trade I took, I'm not sure if you've seen, was a long. And it was right here. I took that trade right here. I placed my stops for there. And I placed my TP. I actually placed my full TP all the way up here. Can you believe that? I've placed my full TP all the way up there. And I put my break even, which you've seen just now, but there. That was my break even. It didn't hit it, so I never put it at break even. What is wrong with this trade? So, on the first glance at it, it was alright, right? So we swept a low inside a fair value gap. At this point as well, NQ had retraced all the way down to you inside a 3-minute fair value gap. And so we retraced into that, swept the low inside a fair value gap. And then this is actually genuinely where I entered off, mind. This right there. That, you see that 1 minute invert, that 1 minute fair value gap? Can you even call that a fair value gap? That's where I entered off. That 1 minute inversion of that. When it literally just got filled. And not only that, look how pathetic that imbalance is. And on top of that, we was literally downtrending. And then when you go into just the 5-minute time frame, that's all I needed to do, 5-minute time frame, go into that, what do you see? 2 5-minute imbalances that we clearly retraced into. So why I was longing when we was clearly going down, that's the first mistake I addressed. And that's why today's trade was terrible. And then off that, if I was just using my actual logic today, what I could have done instead is taken a trade of this 1 minute inverse fair value gap, because then, so we've inversed this after we've retraced into a 5-minute. We're going with the trend, you know, just swept some low resistance highs, taking that, and then boom, like a 1-to-1 perfect trade. That would have been a great trade to take. You know, but for some reason, I longed in a short environment, which I'm not proud of. And then not only that, I proceeded to completely emotionally trade. Then we go into NASDAQ, which provides 2 great trades. Now, I don't usually use the 15-second or the 30-second time frames, but it is something that I have been considering doing. Market open. There is, I believe, it's just a 1 minute. It's just, so we go a 1 minute fair value gap there. This is an alright trade, I suppose. The next trade's definitely better. 1 minute fair value gap, market opens here. We come retrace into it, and then on the 15-second time frame, inverse of fair value gap right by there. Was there a 30-second one as well? No, just a 15-second. This is why this trade wasn't, you know, ideal. But that's, you know, again, a much better trade. I think this might have been the best trade that it was such a good setup, and you know, but I didn't even know what I was doing today. I am very frustrated. Retraced into a 5-minute, and then inversed, you know, the 1 minute. It's definitely a stronger one. Trading with the trend, 1-to-1. You know, another great looking trade. So I missed the best trades, and then proceeded to emotionally trade, which is I'm ashamed of, but I'm not here to bullshit anyone else, because I would never bullshit myself. So that is truthfully my trading for the day. And it's hard because, you know, I'd hate doing this, but I do compare myself with myself from when I managed to achieve payouts. And I'm always trying to be comparing myself with this person I was, but the truth is I am that person and more these days. And you know, there was something I needed to learn from today, and that I think the main thing I needed to learn from today was actually taking trading more serious. You know, obviously I take it serious. I've gone to an amazing routine. I'm getting up early. My sleeping pattern is I never had a good sleeping pattern since I finished work. Even before work, always had a shit sleeping pattern. I've actually sorted my life out now, where I have a better sleeping pattern, because then I can go gym in the morning, and then I come back. Not only that, I'm tracking my calories. I'm taking gym more seriously. I'm taking my life more serious, because trading isn't just about the markets, it's about your outside life. If I'm undisciplined outside, I've even started running, right? I'm doing all these things, improving my life. But then in trading, I'm taking something as simple as, and like, journaling. Journaling is so powerful. I mean, if I had written down a pre-entry commitment today, like, do not revenge trade. It could be literally something as simple as that. You know, don't let your emotions affect you. Make sure you're logically thinking. Once I've written that down, then it's engraved in my mind throughout the entire trading session. So how could I ever forget? I can't break my own promise. I've made a promise to myself before I've even traded. I've got to stick to my promise. And this is going to be one of the biggest things that's going to help me improve my trading. Improve my emotional trading anyway. My psychology behind trading. Because break structure isn't about journaling. You can track stats. Yeah, that's fine. But break structure wasn't made for that. It was made for the psychology, being able to control your emotions in the market. This sounds like a plug now, but it's generally not. It's generally just me speaking from my heart. And if I want to take trading serious, then I need to take it serious, you know? So journaling is going to be number one priority from tomorrow onwards. I'm going to be making sure before I've entered the market, I'm writing down a pre-entry commitment. Because at the end of the day, the journal has got 120 pages. That is 120 trading days. So even if I was writing down in the days where I didn't trade, which is absolutely fine because it's not a waste of a page, because just because you didn't trade, that doesn't mean that, you know, it wasn't a good trading day, because the days that you don't trade, you didn't force a bad one. And writing down them in the journal can be just as important as writing down regular trading days. So, you know, at the end of the day, if it was 120 pages and I wrote down every single trading day, which is 5 trading days a week, which is, you know, that's the max. You know, there's going to be days where, you know, you're not going to be trading. But anyways, just entertain me. 5 days. How many weeks is that? 10 weeks? 20 weeks? 24 weeks? How many months is that? That's almost half the year. That's almost half the year. Am I wrong? But there? 120 days. No, I'm right. 10 times 5. 5 being the trading days. It's 120 divided by 5, innit? Which is... oh, my days. 10 trading days. No, oh my... I had it right the first time. It was 26 weeks. 24 weeks. 24 weeks. 24 weeks. If so, you know, me writing down a pre-entry commitment on every day I done trade is consistency. Yeah? It's discipline, because I'm, you know, right, I'm sticking to it. I'm doing the same thing. It's repetitive, and that's what consistency is. And it's discipline, because the last couple of days I haven't been doing it, and I haven't been trading well, so I need to take it more serious. So that's my biggest improvement, and that's my psychology lesson to you for today. Now, you know, you don't need the break structure trading journal to start doing this. The break structure trading journal, obviously, yes, I'm sort of plugging in now, which isn't the point of my channel, but it's the point of today's lesson, right? So this is the first video I've ever watched. This is the first time I've ever even mentioned this book, I think. But it's the one time that it actually matters. Not just, you know, just to me personally. So, you know, search it up. You can search it up on Instagram, breakstructure.co. Like a breaker structure, so breakstructure.co, you know, if you've got this far. But that's where I need to improve from tomorrow onwards. Anyways, my trading for the day was absolutely terrible. And I can't let that affect me the rest of the day now. There's other things I can do. There's other ways I can become better. And I get back to the markets tomorrow. That's what it's about, you know. Hey, anyways, I hope you had a good day. Hope you had a blessed day. Hope you traded better than me. You know, I wish you all the best if you've got this far. Anyways, thanks for watching. Peace out, bro. Just a quick, like, 5-10 second clip at the end of the video. I just wanted to show that, you know, for myself, basically, that my trade idea was actually right. Buy was, you know, maybe not as much on NQ, but on ES, we did go up and hit that, which is where my TP was. So, just an unfortunate trade, eh?